Ooh. How you guys doing today? Wanted to take a moment to talk to you about seasons in life and how that relates to your understanding of warming up properly before your workout. Now, I teach a sandwich principle with a lot of things that I do because everybody kind of understands a sandwich, or bookends. But now that we have Kindles, we don't have bookshelves anymore. But sandwiches, everybody still remembers. So, depending upon your training experience, your age, your time of day that you're training, your time of the year that you're training, time of the month that you're training, all of those variables represent different seasons in our training life. Now, it's been my experience when going to gyms, big box gyms, even when I meet new clients and they come to see me, their process for warming up, what they do before they work out. Typically, I see someone go into the gym, hit the treadmill for about 5 minutes, then hit the floor, start lifting the heaviest thing. Or you'll read a magazine article and you'll see Mr. So-and-so doing such and such a workout, or Miss, beautiful booty, she's doing her, killer glute workout, but they leave out a lot of stuff. And so the novice goes in, reads the article, or sees the guy in the gym that's got the great body and just watches him walk out there and just start training, but they didn't really pay attention to what this person may have done prior to. Now, when clients come in, or when it's early morning hours, the body's basically getting up from a horizontal position to vertical. And we're now starting to load the body. The body temperatures are really low. If you think about our day cycle, sun comes up, sun goes down. There's ideal times for the body. Different cultures, Chinese and Indian cultures, have been doing this for thousands of years, understanding that we have these cycles. And if we pay attention to the cycle, like on a farm, there's certain times to plant and there's certain times to harvest. When we train, I typically teach cardio and some degree of flexibility work, mainly dynamic work in the morning. No weight training. Sometimes, if that does happen, I'll space that gap out so there's at least a meal and some time, hour and a half, 90 minutes before that first workout. But ideally, cardio AM, weight training PM, okay? 2 times that my body, personally, is at its best peak temperature, and usually the warmest temperatures are between 2 and 6 p.m. in the afternoon for the weight training component. Now, everybody's body is different only because our society and technology and modern times have allowed us to keep the lights on 24 hours a day. The entire planet is spinning all the time, so people's shifts at work are different. So they have, I have people that are EMTs, nurses, cops, so on and so forth, and they get up at different times of the day, so their morning might be at 7 o'clock at night. So we've got to make certain allowances, but by definition, our bodies typically are pretty much the same, and they're hardwired since we were, 2 or 3 million years ago, 100 million years ago on the planet. We're still that same kind of body. So you have to find out your ideal training time. Now, when you go through a warm-up, I typically do 3 stages. A dynamic warm-up using medicine balls, hitting all the different planes of motion, frontal, sagittal, transverse. And I'll go through a sequence of movements, and then I'll go into some mobility drills or traveling stretches. Now, I'm getting ready to incorporate other things into my people's programming as well, because I've been doing different things over the years, and it's something that I think is really important. And this is a use of mobility drills that I see being practiced in other philosophies in the fitness community. And I see the application as far as what we need to do in my training protocol, which is a big mixing bowl of styles of training: bodybuilding, powerlifting, CrossFit, just a host of things, boot camp workouts, all of these different things. But I do all of this all the time, every day. And it creates, in my mind, a better look. So with the proper warm-up sandwiching before the workout, your dynamic and your mobility drills, then the workout. Now, when you get to the workout, you don't start out with the heaviest weight that you can lift. Typically, there's 1, 2, or 3 warm-up sets and then the working sets. Now, if I'm going to do, let's say, some type of leg movement or some type of back movement, there's usually 5 or 6 sets. but sets number 1, 2, 3 are progressively heavier warm-up sets, and maybe even the first working set is still not necessarily there. Now, I will say that you don't want to do too much of that, because if you're into getting your personal best, that's going to defeat the purpose. But at this season in my life, at the age I'm at, and what I'm accomplishing, I need to warm up really well. And it takes, and I mentioned this to a customer this morning, I said I warm up for 20 to 30 minutes before the workout. So I don't necessarily have that happen in the studio, because most people are not training at that level in their personal training program. But the more seasoned you are and the older, your training cycle has been going on, mine, quite some time, I'll warm up 20 to 30 minutes. So the split works out really well for me. And today I'm doing 3 individual workouts with MRT, PT at one point, chest over here, shoulders and triceps over here. So I've got it all spread out, but each of them are going to have a warm up, each of them are going to have a cool down, and then there's the ART or trigger point or myofascial release, which follows those workouts as well. Today at a junior level, and then on off days there's a more advanced level of the the ART and the myofascial release. So seasons of life, you really have to pay attention to where you are. Don't rush the process. You're not going to really plant a seed in the ground and just sit there and watch it water and give it 24 hours a day sunlight, unless you're a weed grower growing custom weed in a hydroponic lab. But when it comes to our bodies, it's not the same thing. You've got to let nature take its course. It's got a preset timeline where it needs rest, it needs sleep, so many cycles, it needs food, and then the process happens. You're not going to get bigger, you're not going to get leaner, you're not going to be that person on the cover of a magazine if you try to fit it all in one day. It's just not going to happen. Trust me when I tell you, it takes 10 to 15 years to become an overnight success. So, sorry to tell you that. So all the 30-day miracles and 45-day miracles and the 10-minute workouts and the 3-minute workouts, trash them, because it's not going to work. I'm just trying to tell you. So, try it your way, then when you get, stuck, give me a shout. I'll talk to you later. My name is Emile Jarreau, Mr. Fat Loss, M2 Fitness Pros in Long Beach, California. You can find us at www.m2fitnesspros.lbc.com. Peace.